So once we saw you guys, you spent forever, which I loved. I loved so much. Sciencing the shit out of something, to quote The
Yes,
Martian, if I may, which is on
as
point
you
and
should.
topical for this explicit game. So, and what you discovered was the gem is super fucking weird and may actually break the laws of physics. It's not completely clear, but there's certainly the possibility.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, physics is fungible right
Exactly. Thank
now.
you. Right there. Nice. 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 We got it in. Uh, so yes. So you managed to do some testing of said artifacts and worked out a whole bunch of really interesting things. The most interesting thing is that if you run an electrical charge through the bits of metal that you have, you can make it go soft. You can manipulate it, and then you can make it go hard again. So you can kind of do that. You don't have enough of that metal to do anything particularly useful with it, but it's a fascinating substance in any case. And yet, the other thing was the gemstone absorbs radiation from the surrounding environment. And I'm not completely clear if I'm portraying this correctly, but I feel like the Kush went on a whole journey of religious experience as the gem was played with, because it started with how much can I sell it for. And has, I don't know, maybe still wants to sell it. It's worth a lot more money than you thought it was. Like it's worth, like, you thought it was worth a lot of money, but you really didn't know how much money it was worth. But now you do,
The
and
right person.
to the right person. Um, it is also clearly, and this was the third fact that you remember, is it is clearly technology that, broadly speaking, is banned in the Imperium, in the sense that it's a bit like um, when you find, kind of secret tech. The Emperor has said that no, 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 it's really good that you found it, and it's mine. It's all
Yeah, that's
mine.
right.
I'm thankful that you found it, and it's also good that it goes to me.
Yes, yes. You found that ring that I lost that I didn't know I lost.
Lost.
Thank you.
And I'd like it back, please. Thank you.
Yeah, and you might
Uh,
have to die
so you were on Gliston,
now.
in the middle of the Gliston sector. Your analysis and research has also indicated to you that you may wish to travel to Egypt, I think.
Yeah, because that's where the person was.
That's correct. That's where the person was. And we were about to. Oh, and I think you jumped, actually. Did you jump?
Yeah, we had our last thing was jumping.
Yeah, so you jumped the 2 parsecs to Egypt. So one, two. Oh, sorry, the 3 parsecs. My apologies. The 3 parsecs to
I'm pretty
Egypt.
sure our ship's capable of
It
doing that.
is a J3 ship with enough fuel to do a single J3 jump. So you now have no fuel. Oh, well, you don't have very much fuel. You don't have enough fuel for another jump, but luckily, the B represents the quality of the starport that Egypt is able to support, and so you can actually literally just pay someone to fuel your ship. There is no complexity to this. There's people who do that sort of thing for a living.
Do we have, do we have a scoop on the ship? Or
I can't remember
I
if
don't
I
know.
gave you one. I think I did.
I think so.
You did, you did, you
Yes,
did.
yes, I gave
Can I
you.
just can I just suggest that I'm odd because when I heard do I have a scoop on? Yeah, I was wondering if we had some sort of voucher that gets us free fuel.
That's right. Yes, you do have a fuel processor, so you can um, process fuel and use it. So you can either scoop hydrogen from a gas giant, from a asteroid or meteor, or indeed you can park your ship in a big fat ocean full of water and hoover it up and then go somewhere. Your ship is streamlined, so it is capable of planetary landings and indeed is highly suited to do so. it has the cute holographic projectors all around the hull, which allow you to change the markings and colours and look of your ship. As a small side note. Alright. So, you are on Egypt. Or you have arrived at Egypt, I should say, more correctly. So, Egypt uses a high port. Although you can also come down to the planet directly. The high port is located almost directly above this point on the map. So that is what effectively goes for the capital, or the only city on the planet. I'll get rid of that. That's annoying the hell out of me. That's better. So there's a settlements. The ones with the purple in the middle are settlements. The one with the red in the middle is the city on Egypt. What else do you know about Egypt? Oh, that's right. The environment is insidious, which means it is acidic. So you need to use environmental suits to move around the planet's atmosphere, inside the planet's atmosphere.
Well, that's fucked.
Mm.
Well,
Are the main cities relatively enclosed? Like, is this a kind of city in a bubble or an underground situation or something?
the cities are Downport. It's an imperial colony. Chemical extraction and purification industry. All vessels in the port go through the same process. Unmovable platform, which is drawn into one of the hangars. Hangars sealed. Yeah. Okay. So yes, it's domed city material.
Yeah, cool.
So there's so if you bring the ship down, if you don't stay at the high port and you come to the down port, you will actually land on these big exposed landing pads, which are then brought into the dome, and then the hangar is pumped with a gas that neutralizes the acidic atmosphere.
Rightio.
All right, so you've jumped into the system. I think.
Can you be... Sorry to interrupt.
No, go.
Could you just remind me, was there any kind of information else in the letter that accompanied the thing? Like, we knew it was from a person that we had interacted with before.
Yes. So the person that you had interacted with before, what was her name again? Did I already create?
Cyril or Cyril.
Cyril. There you go. So you had encountered her because she was an archaeologist / trader in certain goods, and she thought you were too.
Mm.
So it was actually your cover that she was
Contacting.
assuming that she was contacting.
Cool. All right. So, do we have a method of contacting her?
No, you need to
Okay.
track her down.
Well, she said look for the scout ship called the Garnet.
Yes.
The skipper is someone or other. Bernadata.
Yeah, Bernadetta.
Can I put a query into the local InfoNet, SecureNet, and put a query out on that ship? And can we do it stealthily?
Well, that's why we came to Egypt, right? Is that why we came here? Because we did that, and it was like the ship was last here.
Correct.
Yeah, but I want to work out.
Bernadetta.
Yeah,
I guess that was a week ago. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it's still here. If it's not, obviously we want to find out. But if we want to find out what docking bay it's in or that kind of stuff.
Yep. So what you can do, it's pretty simple. You can literally just go to the like there's a port office, and sort of as I think I described last time, you vaguely recalls, information on public ships moving around is public. It's not super secret. So if you want to, you can literally raise a request with the port office and get access to public information in relation to the ships. And ships, unless otherwise, I mean, a ship can choose not to do this, but a ship is expected to place a flight plan before it jumps.
Now, are we operating on? Have we got fake passports or whatever the equivalent is? Like we're operating on some fake.
Yes, you're operating effectively as a bunch of, I mean, so travellers, as they're known, hence the name of the game, are basically kind of low-end merchants, kind of making their way around the systems, schlepping kind of cargo and passengers and information from port to port. It's pretty standard stuff. The Imperium pretty much runs on it. So yes, there are big merchant conglomerates running big merchant fleets, but for a lot of smaller planets in particular, they're off the beaten track, and so they rely on these kind of smaller merchants being run effectively as independent operators. And your cover is just that. You have a far trader. It is a 200-ton vessel. It's exactly the sort of ship that those types of merchants run. Your only variance is you have just enough money in your bank account, and it always seems to be just enough money in your bank account to cover your expenses, including fueling the ship.
So we don't need to be too sneaky then, right? We can just go and...
No, you can legitimately just rock up. And
we've got a message for Bernadetta of the Garnet. Can you tell us where to find him? Is that's the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the my concern with doing that is that if somebody's, I'm assuming this is relatively high technology in the sense that people could have trace programs and the like running.
Correct.
So go on.
I mean,
I'm a fucking fish on Egypt. It's not good, right? There's no water. It's hydrofluids and acid. So I'm, am I too paranoid?
60% of the surface is liquid.
It's not water.
It's these little fine grain details that you seem hung up on.
It's basically fucking glass beads.
I mean, if we really want to send this thing sideways from the start of the session, I could try out my intrusion hacking capabilities to see what we could find. But it doesn't seem like the wisest course of action.
Okay, that's cool. As I said, I'm happy for me to be a bit fucking paranoid here. So if you're happy to call it paranoia, let's do that.
All right. So I think we go and ask the port authority where to find this ship.
Okay. So, so there's a BWAP. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. I love the BWAP. They're cool. In a really weird way. Okay, so... Oh, is it a BWAP or a dandelion? No, it's a BWAP. Let's go with a BWAP.
Good. They're a lot easier to deal with
than dandelions.
as a rule. Yeah.
All right. So basically, it's an amphibian. It's a frog. To overly simplify what is no doubt a very complex society. So the BWAP have been part of the imperial administrative function for several thousand years. They date back to the first Imperium. They're what are known as a minor race. They didn't invent their own jump drives. They were found by the Balani and were elevated. They are the ultimate kind of bureaucrats. They love everything about bureaucracy. They are a highly bureaucratic race. And they appear, particularly in this part of the Imperium, quite frequently in exactly the role that you find them in, which is the minor administrative function that no human really wants to do, but a BWAP is super excited to be part of. So they look like they're approximately... They're quite short. They're like 150 odd centimetres, let's say, give or take, maybe even shorter. Amphibious looking, big wide mouth, kind of frog-like features. and they're usually found wearing sort of hooded robes, which are a little bit. So the dolphin may or may not feel a certain degree of, kind of sympathy for, but these robes are quite damp, and seem to be constantly being kept moist to keep
I'm
skin
that's
from drying out.
they're lower amphibians.
They are lower
And,
amphibians, yeah.
like,
So,
can't make a decision whether they want to swim
there's
or
a
not.
whack there. It looks at you. Yes. What can I do for you?
We're looking for a scout ship called the Garnet, and I give them the whatever the tracking number is for it. If you can help us locate which
I will have to look.
bay it's in.
I will see. Doesn't ring a bell. I do know the Garnet. I'm sure it has been here many times, but I don't think it's here at the moment. Let me check. I will check for you. Yes. It disappears into what is effectively the computer terminal directly in front of it. Pops its head up, looks at you again, looks down at the screen, looks at you again, looks down at the screen, does this about 17 times. It's clearly fascinated by the dolphin, which it is, like every other person who's met the dolphin so far, is convinced is some alien species that comes from on some rare and rarefied planet, which is mostly true, in all fairness to the blab. I have found it. Yes, the Garnet. It is not here.
Can you tell me where it is?
No.
Because you don't know, or because you won't tell me?
It is not allowed.
I slowed that
going
word down.
the other
It
route.
is not a what?
It is not allowed. I will check for you,
Okay.
but I am sure I am remembering the ordinances correctly, and I am not allowed to share this information with you. I will check.
Alrighty. Thanks. That would be great.
Disappears back into the screen, pops up and down a number of times, eventually stops, looks at you. Yes, I have checked. I am not allowed to share the information with you. You may go now.
Yeah, I think we just thank it and wander off because we don't want to raise any red flags, right?
Could you perhaps share a series of the most significant places where they're not? Would that be against the regulations?
Oh. I don't know. Let me read the... Okay, I will check the ordinances again. To be clear, your question was, am I allowed to say where it is not? This was your question.
Yes. This is my question. Yes, thank you.
I will check. Can you make a... I don't know what skill that will be. Just no idea at all. It feels like it's a persuade roll.
Persuade, maybe?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. It checks. No, the ordinance is silent to this question. But I can tell you that it is not on Egypt.
Could you provide a list of star systems within, say, 6 parsecs in which the Garnet is not present, please?
A list of... You want a list of the systems where the Garnet is not currently within 6 parsecs.
Within 6 parsecs.
That's quite a lot. But it will take me a little while to consolidate the list of systems.
Certainly.
Yeah, right. I think it's a lot. I'd say looking at the map, I think we'd be good with 4 parsecs.
Yeah, okay. Within 4 parsecs. So it is not Is it alright if I rule out an entire subsector?
Certainly.
I don't know how to read subsectors. Just
Okay, it is not in subsector
If it makes your job easier.
268.
not in subsects 268.
Yeah, that's the one over here.
Hold on, I was on the real map. Oh right, okay,
On the other side of
So it's
Egypt.
Oh, district. Yeah, okay. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
How do you see subsector?
Just scroll.
If you zoom out 1 or 2 clicks, they'll
Yeah.
appear.
Yep. You've got sectors and then you've got subsectors. So you're in the Gliston subsector at the moment.
Oh, so it's not in district, right? Got you.
So
Yep.
it's not in district, yeah. So 268 is the subsector right next to Egypt, and it happens to be within 4 parsecs. Like Egypt's right on
gotcha.
the border.
Yep.
So of that, it is not.
My apologies.
4 parsecs. It is not currently at Melior. It is not currently at Asta. It is not currently. 2, 3, 4. It is not currently at Windsor. It is not currently at Arki. It is not currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Or it is not currently at Sorel. It is not currently at Gliston. It is not currently at Overnal. It is not currently at New Rome. It is not currently at Craw. It is not currently at Train. It is not currently, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, at Horosho. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is not currently at Weiss.
Great. So, off to Callia.
Yeah.
What about Millie, Fanks, and Merca Actor?
They're in District 268.
No, they're not. Well, I assume the red line is the
definitely they
district
are.
line.
No, the sector maps are all very...
Imperial boundary.
Oh, they're squares.
Yeah.
The red line is
got you.
Imperial space.
Apologies, Carl. Here it is. Cool. I love bureaucracy. All right.
Look, I was
Thank you
very
for your
happy to
help.
help you answer that question quickly because I actually think the whole let's spend 72 hours doing research on where the ship could be is pretty dull. So, all right. I like the question. So, yes, but I cannot tell you where it is. And I have
That's
not
fine.
told you where it is.
Understood. We
Thank
wouldn't
you.
ask you to.
No, that
Yeah,
would be
well
a
done.
Are you able to tell us how recently it jumped systems? You don't have to tell us where, which system, just when.
Let me look. I will check the ordinances. It's back. No, I cannot tell you when it last jumped.
We have to play the same game. Can you tell me when it last didn't jump?
That is a
That's,
lot. No, I'm not going to answer that question. That's a lot of answers.
All right. Do we need to do anything else on Egypt? We're only here to see this.
Get
ship.
fuel.
Yeah, I mean fuel.
Yeah.
You'll need fuel.
Um,
If you go to your library entry, which I have given you all access to, the library data folder under the journals, you'll be able to read about a little bit of detail about Callia. I've given you a whole bunch of detail about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus. Can I just say your term "little" is a misnomer. It's fucking dry. That's what it is.
That's the thing I wanted you to notice straight away.
Yeah. I noticed.
You're going from a planetary system that has acid for water to a planetary system that has no water.
I see you. I see what you're doing.
So yes, it has little surface water, no starport to speak of, and no easy source of fuel in the form of a gas giant.
Nice. So we fill up.
It's on, it is only
Can-
1 parsec, guys, so you'll be able to get back.
Yes. you will be able to get back. You'll even be able to jump to Gliston if you want to. Like,
Can we? Hold on. Is there anything about trade?
well, they have no water. They
Yeah, I was
live in a
thinking
desert
about
world.
taking water.
So water's very heavy. Don't forget.
Yes, yeah. I'm also need extra moisture. Slightly,
Misty.
selfish.
I'm
Yep.
just imagining that scene from the new Doctor Who where they run into the skin of the human, and she's like constantly getting misted. That's just
Yes. Moisturize me.
Yeah, that's the one. And then she dries out and dies.
Yep.
I mean, they've got a
So
tech
what I'm
level
thinking-
6 industrial base, so we can just pick up, like, that's pretty low relative to
yeah.
us. So we could just pick up some tech level 8 equipment, nothing like military or whatever. Just some cool stuff to take.
Yep.
Yeah, because what I'm
you can fuel up.
go on.
Sorry, no, go. No, it's all good.
No, I was just thinking we need some sort of cover reason where trading we don't fly empty, right?
Correct.
That's
That would be best that you did not fly empty. I will just see trade. On trade,
So,
passengers, parsecs travelled. Okay.
Evian and Tamagotchis it is.
Is there any law in our system about bringing technology that's higher than their current technology?
No, there's no unless it's an amber or a red. The Imperium sells goods, so people buy technology well above their tech level. The caveat to that statement, which is kind of self-evident, is that if the tech level of the items is more than one level above the planet's tech, it won't have the ability to maintain that technology in the long run.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I mean, they also won't be able to pay for it. Like, there's a reason they don't have it. It's because they can't afford it.
Yeah, that is true. Let me see if I can turn that around. It's rotating all the pages, of course. Of course you are.
So it's a green planet, which is fine.
Okay, I was trying to use... Oh, I've broken the universe. Okay, good work, Bob. Can I just... No, I can't. Okay. So, I was going to get someone to... I might just close this, actually. No, I do not. Sorry, I'm just going to get the table of goods. There's actually, needless to say, because Travelet is a game that's all about trade, there's actually giant tables of what do you find on the planet that you can trade off. Now, one limitation you've got is, despite the fact externally your ship looks like a far trader, on the inside, you actually don't have much room.
No, there's a giant engine in there.
That's right, and a giant stinking fuel tank. Alright, can someone roll me 2d6, please?
How to do that now?
Underneath the chat, at the bottom of the chat, I've put the dice thing in, so you can just hit
Oh, that's sick. All right.
the d6 twice.
Happy for me to roll it, guys?
Oh,
Yep. There we go. That's great.
And
Not terrible. Above average.
confirm, is that a 62? It is. 62.
Could be a 26.
Alright.
Oh, Christ.
There is So you're looking for goods that you can sell to Callia.
Hmm.
Uh, well, one thing you could sell apparently is illegal cybernetics.
Sounds good.
Um, so yeah, I genuinely was thinking you were the sort of people who might even be okay with that. So
I mean, I have illegal cybernetics in my head, so it's not bad as cover stories go.
yeah, yeah. So this
It's
is
the usual cargo of only sex toys.
yeah. This
I
is
was thinking that, sex toys and male enhancement cybernetics is what we should take.
no, Reed, these are combat cybernetics. These are
I
like
mean,
built-in,
yeah,
kind of
yeah, monofilament
adrenal,
wires or
yeah, and adrenal, artificial adrenal glands and those sorts of things. There's how much? 1d6 worth. Okay, let's see.
well, at least they wouldn't take up much space.
No, I actually that was part of the reason why I was laughing. Is quite seriously, they don't weigh much. So you can probably get away with just how much is that? 3 ton. Yeah. Does anyone have broker skill? Because the trick here is you've got to buy them.
I think Kush has, level 0, but it's still
Does
something.
anyone else? I don't think Razko does.
I am just a combat person.
I have diplomat. That's not quite the same thing.
Not quite the same thing. All right. Do you want to make your brokerage roll as you try?
Well, what about the other two characters?
I checked. They don't have it.
Wow, how did we fucking get around this thing? Jeez.
Well, mostly you just bought shit and pretended that it was, like you're not super stressed about it.
34 or 7.
So consult brokerage skill plus the purchase DM. Yeah. Roll 3d6 and apply the following modifier. Oh, okay. I'll just roll another d6. You rolled a 7, right?
An 8 all up.
An 8 all up. That's a 14. Oh, okay. So you can buy them for 70% of their value and sell them for 115%.
Right?
Not a bad markup.
That's pretty good.
The only minor issue is 70% of their value is about 90,000 credits per
I've got
unit.
3,000.
Per unit.
Okay.
I don't think you guys have got that sort of cash.
I have 60,000.
Didn't you
I
spend it?
have about 11.
Okay, that's 71.
Right. Right, so we don't. Oh well, that's
well,
fucked.
I mean, hold on.
And
You might be able to kit together. Let me have a look. Finances. Did he put finances? He's got 6,000. Okay, that's not helping.
We can't sell it. We can't sell on consignment.
3,000.
probably not illegal cybernetics.
No,
No.
probably not.
I was worth a try though.
Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
actually, sorry. Hold on. Let's take a step back here. There are people who are happy to loan you money to buy your illegal cybernetics and then ship them to another planet and then sell them at a markup. And, obviously, I mean, you're borrowing from the sort of people who might or might not take on board a desire to come and say hello and visit you if you are slow in repaying your debts.
And we can't get a line of credit from our overlords.
Well, you've got... I mean, you do have, kind of 60, 70k in the bank. So you also have the capacity to pay for fuel. So your line of credit extends to those sorts of purchases.
Mm.
But, yes, you could trade.
So, is there Obviously, the person who's selling the cybernetics is not a mainstream high street businessman.
No.
So, is there an agreement we could come to where perhaps he might need something shipped quietly to or from a place?
For 90,000 credits worth of goods.
No, for the shortfall.
Oh, so you're going to give him 71,000 credits, and then the last, 19,000 credits would be paid for through you offering a additional service.
Services, yeah.
As couriers, let's say.
Yeah.
At some point in the future. Can I have, sounds like a plan to me, can I have so, this is a kind of really important question. Are you intending to honour this offer? Because it depends on whether it's persuade or deception. It's persuade if you're intending to honour it. It's deception if you're.
Does anyone have persuade or deception? Because if it
yes.
doesn't matter.
Well, I've got.
Yes, I do.
Quite a bit of
I
deception.
have both.
You have both.
Deception.
Well,
too.
I will leave it up to you, fine gentlemen, because I'm a fish, and my persuade is a gun, and so is my deception.
So I think the line is, rather than services, I reckon the line is, because that's just like a favour in the future, is we're going to do a quick run there, a quick run straight back, and we're going to split the profit with you. So you take a bit of a gamble.
This could be the start of a fruitful business relationship.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should lean towards persuade.
Okay. So what he wants is, that sounds fine, but he would bear all the risk at this point. So he does want an amount of money put aside, so that should you not be able to sell the goods for whatever reason, he doesn't come out, without funds. But yeah, there's an option there, and the persuade roll is A, to persuade him, and B, to see how
much funds.
How much funds, exactly.
I'll give it a go, I suppose.
Because I think the suggestion is that he gives it to us at cost or at some, very small margin, and then, all the profit comes back to him when we come back.
Yes.
So he's not losing money. Just trying to lower the difficulty on this roll. That's all I'm doing.
So I was just thinking, though, there's an option here for you to assist, I think, isn't there?
I've got Persuade 1. I don't know what yours... What could
I've got Persuade 1 as well.
I'll let you get an additional +1 with assistance.
Okay. We go with that.
Are you rolling it, Dave?
Yeah, I'll roll it.
Good luck.
Hopefully this is how it works.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Nice.
All right. Effect 4. So the original amount was 90,000 per unit. He wants a down payment of 50,000.
We can afford that.
I think we can do that.
Our fish friend will take care of that for us.
Yep.
Okay.
I transfer him the dollary dues.
Yeah, and so that means that whatever the total value of the sale is, as long as it exceeds 100,000, you will make more money than you invested. So it needs to exceed 100,000 because half of that is 50. 50 will pay back your side of the ledger. If it goes beyond that and goes out into additional, then everyone wins. That sounds right, doesn't it?
Well, they're worth 90, right? So there's a 40k shortfall.
Well, they're worth 70 to us because
Oh,
that was the buy price that we
Oh,
rolled
sorry, that's true. Yes, they are worth 70. Good point. Well made.
Oh, wait, we had 70, didn't we?
No, we-
71. We worked it out. No, it was 90. It was 70% of 125,000.
for. Right, sorry. Apologies.
70%
Yeah,
of 120. Okay. And it sells for
And we
And it sells for
100.
115%.
Right. We're going to be rolling in it.
Well, you are halving.
Brilliant,
You
lovely.
are halving the. You are halving the sale, but yes, you will make money.
yeah. The best we can make is like 10 grand.
Yeah, but it is a
Ish.
convenient excuse, and you do get to pretend you're.
That's
traders,
right.
which
I mean,
was
it's
the point.
literally just an excuse. Yeah.
Yeah. If you had enough money, you could buy 2 units when you would start to make some probably decent money. All right, so with that in mind, you load up the ship with illegal trade goods. Luckily, you have the sort of ship that's actually bizarrely well equipped for handling illegal trade goods. It's got secret compartments. It's got all of those sorts of things going on. It's got holographic projectors to change what your official identities are, and you jump from Egypt to Callia. So, as you've already read, Callia, desert planet, pretty much the only planet in the system. It's basically empty. There is a business that is run by a bunch of guys, the Callia Link Fuel Company, which they park sort of above the planet. It's not a starport, it's literally a tanker. And they refuel it by going to effectively the equivalent of the Oort cloud and dragging asteroids back to the fuel, to the tanker, and then processing them on the tanker. So there is actually there is actually fuel above Callia. It's just pretty expensive. Law level on the planet is very low. You are just not allowed to drag around portable energy weapons. And portable energy weapons means plasma and fusion guns, not laser pistols, which are not treated as portable energy weapons. So pretty much everything goes. Population of Callia is measured in the hundreds of millions. And actually, I've just realised, I think I have a map. Do I have the Callia map? Do I? I've got Egypt. Oh, maybe Callia didn't get a map. It's a bit harsh on Callia.
It's a bit of a hole.
It's a message, I guess.
Yeah.
There's basically one place to go when it's there. Alright, so you jump into Callia space. There's one large town. The planet's official landing area cannot really be called a starport, is located about 90 kilometres from the capital Beck. It's little more than a landing field and a railway station, which allows you transit and nothing else. A routine scan of the planetary surface shows a vessel landed. Yeah, okay, cool. So you can actually find the Garnet. It's actually really easy to find. Scout ships, particularly TL-11/12 scout ships, are surprisingly rare on a planet with a technology level at 6. So a simple scan of the planetary surface tells you that a ship with the correct signature for the Garnet is parked at the settlement of Makintown, which is 1,200 kilometres away from the capital.
Okay. Can we do a tight beam to the ship?
Yep.
All right. Well, we ping him.
Okay. You get a automated response from the ship.
That's what I expected. Just thank you for your call.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
name drop what's her name? What was the
Cyrell.
Cyrell?
Yep.
Yep.
You can, but
You know,
you are
Cyrell
literally
sent
talking
us
to the
looking
automated
for-
beacon of the ship. You're not even
Oh,
talking.
right.
Like you are. Yeah, you're talking to effectively the transponder.
No, it's fine. We can't. It's not a message system. It's just the ship is acknowledging the call, but no one's picking up. Is that
It's
right?
the answering machine.
Yep.
Cool. No problem.
Don't even-
All right. So let's land and
At
see
the
if we
ship,
can.
or we've got some shit we need to move.
Well, it's at the town, right? Or is it
No,
not the
it's-
main town?
Yeah,
It's-
you don't think Makintown is a place where you're going to be able to offload a whole bunch of seriously illegal,
All right.
cybernetics, particularly military grade. Like Makintown's like a little kind of town on the edge of nowhere.
Okay. So do we have any kind of what's the word? Do we have any kind of ability to get a contact or basically make some sort of meetup, and then we can choose that Makintown as the meetup point?
Let's have a look. You've got Stell has a bit of Streetwise. Kush. Oh, it was Razko
Which has some Streetwise.
who knew people who were a bit
Dodgy path.
Yeah. I'm not saying I was born on a major planet. I'm not saying I was a criminal. I'm also not saying I was ever arrested, and I am saying I was never convicted of a crime. So Razko knows a few people. Has Streetwise 0. Stell has Streetwise 1. Would it be possible that Kush might have Streetwise? I don't know.
Yes, he has Streetwise 1 as well.
So you could reach out to people. Well, you could put feelers out. So do you want to do that, Kush?
Yeah, okay.
All right. You're trying to convince
Anyone
these
would like
people to meet you at Makintown.
No.
That's a no. No, they're going to insist that you meet them at Beck.
All right, worth try.
So your question is, do you want to go to Beck first, or do you want to go to Makintown first?
Yeah, we'll go to Beck first.
Beck first.
Okay, so
Get business out of the way.
So Beck, the way you can't land at Beck, you can only land at that landing field, which is literally just a flat bit of earth, 90 kilometres out of Beck, and then you catch the train, the 90 kilometres to the capital. That is a long, slow, dusty, dry ride. I'm curious, does the dolphin go? And more importantly, or not more importantly, is the dolphin kind of... Because you need the anti-grab on or else you start to suffocate. Because, dolphins can't breathe outside of, having their weight supported in some fashion.
But that's my suit, right?
Yeah, it's got anti-grav. It's built to keep you kind of, alive, as it were. So you're in your suit, and the rest of you, everyone, I'm assuming, and we'll assume the other two will stay behind to mind the ship, making your way into Beck. It's kind of, I'm imagining it's a town, kind of a city actually, because it says it's tens of millions, so there has to be some population centre. So this city is built directly into this giant sort of escarpment, hollowed out into the cliffs and sitting above what is probably the largest and maybe only aquifer on Callia. So it's sitting above the aquifer. In addition to that, I can imagine that this city is literally buying water from the guys who also sell fuel in orbit, because it's got a population that's gotten so big that a planet with this sparsity of water would actually struggle to support them. There's no real police system. It's kind of feudalistic, so There are house guards. It's a kind of I think it's a feudal confederacy kind of model. I'll just double check that I've remembered that correctly. Feudal technocracy. There you go. So yes, so different clans control different bits of the technology base of the planet. So there are, clans that own the trains, and there are clans that own the aquifers, and there are clans that own what goes for military technology and so forth and so on. There are clans that run the nuclear power plants that are used to extract the water from the basin and also power the society.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, you get on the train, basically a whole bunch of people who are armed to the teeth. Look at you. You are armed to the teeth, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I'm armed to the fins.
You're armed to the fins. You do have teeth in my defence. And the transport is operated at fee by the transport clans that manage all of the transport on the planet. It's their right. So they charge you a fee, greet you. They're mostly Villani humans. There are also on the train John Corinne. So John Corinne are genetically adapted humans. So unlike the Villani, who basically are pretty standard looking, bit tall, a bit thinner, but basically humans, the John Corinne have actually been genetically adapted for desert survival, and so have much lower rates of perspiration, much greater capacity to retain, nictating eyelids, those sorts of things built in. It's quite unusual, actually. The Imperium doesn't do a lot of genetic engineering, which is a bit weird because it's a high-tech society. Like, individually it does, but the idea of genetically engineering entire species is not really done. Solomani are a specific exception who have uplifted a number of species, including yourself. Dolphin. Orcus, I should say. Alright, so you catch the train in. There's this kind of, everyone's looking at everyone. There's a bunch of guards keeping eyes on everyone. No one's got anything as high tech as you guys. The general tech level is 6, which means they're basically using slug throwers of various kinds, so pistols and rifles. You guys have got lasers, and in a few cases more than lasers. The train stops.
Yeah, my stuff's pretty much all 12.
Yeah, you guys are double. Yeah, you guys are I mean, some of you are wearing armor that literally cannot be penetrated by anything standard on the planet that goes for weaponry.
Yep.
Can always be unlucky. They could always drop a bomb on you. They can always bury you in dirt. But if it was straight up hand-to-hand combat or straight up...
Hey guys, I just got to step away for a sec.
No worries. You would bounce whatever they shoot at you. All right. So, Beck, you've met up with your contact. A John Corinne, who may or may not be part of a nascent rebel civil insurrection, but is happy to give you the sorts of money that you've come to expect for selling these goods to third world countries, as they say. So, I think we worked out you got 115% of the value. I feel like I need to actually work out what that is.
138.
138. There you go. You get 138,000 in value, which means let's just round that out to 140 for the sake of simplicity. Which means when you eventually get back to the other planet, you will get 70k. The other guy gets 70k, and that's how it works.
Is there any way for us to cut that plot line short? Surely you can just wire money between planets.
You can wire to some extent. Remember, there's no instantaneous travel, but yes, you can send encrypted files, and obviously you can send kind of locked
a Bitcoin key.
Yeah, Bitcoiny. So you can
with about a week's latency. Yeah.
So in about 2 weeks, because it's week there, week back, or wherever, bank accounts will be updated. You'll be waiting for the money to catch up with you, for want of better language.
Well, we don't really care, right? So we just need to send this guy some money so that we don't have it hanging over our heads.
Yes, and you've already given him 50,000, so
Yeah.
you just
So we can just
send him another.
send
20.
him the remainder. Yeah. And then we've repaid ours and gained about 20k. So, yeah,
that's right.
And then, cover story tick.
Yep.
We can go and find this ship.
Yeah. So you do that. We'll just move on with the mechanics, but you know how the planet works now. So are you flying to Makintown?
Yeah, that's where the other one was, right? 1,200 kilometers away.
Where the Garnet, or where you believe the Garnet is. A ship that
All right,
matches
guys,
the
I'm back.
profile. Yep, you're perfectly timed. We're just going to Makintown. We've worked out.
Oh, we sold the thing already.
Yeah, we've worked out you're going to encrypt a bank account, and that's what you're going to use to trade. So you're going to send the guy the 20k. You keep the 70, and everyone's sweet.
Oh, nice! That's fucking sweet.
A net gain out of all of that at 20k, and we've just wired the guy the cash we owe him, so that there's no dramas.
No dramas. Nice.
Yeah.
So you're now heading towards Makintown, which, like we said, is this kind of, town on the edge of nowhere. So, coming into Makintown, I've got a map. There it is. I think this is it. Yep. So that's what it looks like as you're arriving. You can see the Garnet, which is the little triangle ship over here, is parked at the starport. Well, at the flat space that could or could not be a starport. You can see a number of large buildings dotted around and fields. I will just tell you what those are. The landing fields are here. There's a bridge across what looks like an actual river. There is a set of warehouses at number 3. There are livestock areas at number 4. Livestock market. The buyers also. John Corrine, yeah, cool. Number 5 is the town centre. Is more of a utility building than an admin building. And then there is a round building, which stands out quite prominently.
Just for being round.
Yep. Number 6.
Well, part of the reason it's weird is it's got solar panels and dishes and other things as you come in over the top, which would suggest maybe...
Other than TL6.
Yeah, something other than TL6, exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, if anyone has... I don't know what it would be. Probably culture of some description. What would it be? I doubt any of you would have the necessary knowledge to recognise the design. No, I think it would be like a history kind of knowledge skill. None of you have got that, have you? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't recognise the architecture, other than to note it doesn't fit in with the architecture of any of the other buildings. So it's not just that it's got what clearly indicates a higher tech level than the society normally maintains, but it is also quite distinctly different in architecture and design.
Can we detect any signals or anything being transmitted? It's covered in dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, like, just kind of passively listening? Is it transmitting stuff that I could hypothetically decrypt with my computer brain?
So no, they're not transmitting. They look like dishes, but you're beginning to think they may do something else.
Cool. Okay. We'll just go and land next to the other ship, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right. So,
well, I mean, I'm tempted to literally go and knock on the door of the other ship. Because we're here. We've got, like, legit reason to be here.
Yep.
Do it.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
I mean, we just wander across the dusty starport.
Yep.
Yeah,
Dusty-
starport.
The dusty flat bit of dirt. Yep.
And literally bang on the side of the door of the ship. I assume it's all closed up.
It's not. So,
Alright.
the cargo bay doors are open and lowered. So, the ship is on sort of legs, slightly raised. The cargo ramp is down towards the back of the ship. So, it's not closed. No.
I mean, I think we're going in very. We're not sneaking. There's no guns out or anything. We're just, like it's a hey friend, anybody there kind of situation. Do we see people moving around?
When you turn up to the cargo port, hold on, I better just make sure I've got that one. 11 is the cargo hold. Where is the cargo hold? Yeah, it's down there. Okay, yeah, so it's in the base of the ship. Yep, okay. So basically, the cargo doors are open. That brings you, if you go through there, into literally just a hold that's underneath the ship. Let me see if I can get you a map of said ship. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
So don't give you anything. So deck 2 is the one we're referring to. So that's the cargo hold that's underneath the ship, and you can see you've got this hold here. Sorry, you've got this kind of ladder that you can climb that takes you up to the main deck of said ship.
That could be
I
that
will
one
do a
there.
lap around the ship
Yeah.
looking for forced entry or other signs of damage.
Okay. Can I get a? It's probably going to be recon.
Which
Is
I don't
there
have,
a,
so I don't do that.
Well, you can roll it. You're
Is there
just
a-
rolling at -3.
I've got recon.
Yep.
Can have a quick look around.
I'll just come up with ideas because all my skills are I'll shoot you good
And survival. Don't underestimate survival.
and dodge your shots. Oh, yes.
I do like the visual of the dolphin in the desert, just like swimming through the air around a spaceship.
With his
Chilling.
mister on.
Yeah.
And shoulder mounted weapons.
And shoulder mounted, yeah, heavy duty firearms. Yes, those are the ones that terrify everyone. At the moment, it's a laser rifle. Thank God, it's not what it could be.
I'm making money.
Slowly,
I mean,
because the Imperium, because as we discussed at the beginning of the campaign, the spies don't give you enough money to buy plasma weaponry, which you believe, perhaps fairly, perhaps unfairly, is a fundamental, rejection of your rights. So
Missed opportunity. In fact, they're actually invalidating my cultural heritage of my people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that dolphins use plasma weaponry. It's been known for thousands of years.
It's fucking. Where else would you use it?
So what did you? Oh, sorry, you got an 11. That's right. Okay, so you look around the outside of the ship. The first thing you note is this is a ship that's seen some service. So it's pretty beaten up. It's been. It looks like it might have even been through a pretty significant, piece of damage, and it has been almost rebuilt from the ground up at some point. But a search
that
around the
damage look
outside
like-
of the ship shows no signs of any inhabitants. I will assume that you get to the point of looking through the front windows.
Yep.
Even if it means hovering up to look, because the dolphin can do that. And yep, there's no one there. There's literally no one in the ship that you can see from the outside. You can't see any signs of obvious violence outside the ship.
Okay. Dumb question about what societal norms are. People wouldn't leave their ship open, would they?
Wouldn't
People
expect so.
steal ships all the time, but
Yeah. So you wouldn't leave your ship wide open and and abandon
in some
normally.
tiny backwater, like
Well,
I wouldn't think so.
the question I have is, and unfortunately, Kush isn't an expert on this, but what are the laws regarding salvage? I mean, here we clearly have an abandoned vessel.
I wander up into the cargo bay
All right.
and just looking around and very open. What do I see?
The first thing that strikes. Right. Yes. So you step in, and the first thing that you notice is what are you wearing actually? Like, are you just wearing your armor and you've got like sort of like, are you fully sealed or are you kind of open to the air or those sorts of questions?
Those sorts of questions about my exposure to the thing that's about to hit me. Well, I was
Oh,
thinking.
FYI, I'm outside watching for people.
Right.
I think my I don't really know how my suit works. I assume I can have kind of like visor open.
Yep.
Like
I assume
I'm
so
in my
too.
full armored
Yeah.
suit, but kind of face open so that I could talk to whoever and be non-threatening.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So you've got a bunch of kit, but you've got it opened up at the moment. So when you step into the hold and you're looking around, the first thing that hits you is a distinctly coppery smell,
Mm,
which you
but don't
are
worry.
very familiar with.
Yeah.
Mm.
Looking good for the salvage.
I'll try to track that to its source if I might.
Well, yeah, it's not hard to find. It's literally in the cargo bay with you. There is a dead Vargar on the floor
Ooh.
of the cargo bay between a couple of what look like containers for trade goods. They have a snub pistol loaded. They have a shotgun in their hands. So they have the snub pistol and the shotgun. And they're lying on the ground. Something or someone has repeatedly savaged them in the back.
In the back.
The
Yep.
back.
Yep.
I close my visor and draw my pistol.
Yeah. I should do the same. I'll draw my carbine.
Can I connect to the ship's computer or comms or anything at all?
You can.
Like I'm just trying to communicate with whoever's here, or failing that, any records of anything that it might give me.
Yep. So, bad news, the ship is in complete lockdown.
Except for the obviously open bit.
The door that is not locked down.
Yep. Except for the door, which is not locked down.
What does complete lockdown mean? Just being, this is the like societal norms type question. Can I plausibly try and hack into it, or is that not sensible?
Oh, no, you can. No, you absolutely can. You can hack into it. You can have a crack.
So I move out of, because so this cargo bay is kind of exposed. So I want to be somewhere with a little bit of cover.
Yeah,
So,
I'm covering you from outside, so but I'm not can't cover you from something that's inside the ship. So that's
and then do I need to find a terminal? Like, is there a terminal in the cargo bay somewhere that I can go and kind of connect to and try and work my magic? Or can I?
There is a terminal in the cargo bay.
Okay, all right. All right, let me roll my.
I'll keep my carbine trained on that ladder.
By the way, anyone
Just
who's got
because
survival skill can make a survival skill roll. As well.
I have 0, but
I do not.
Look at you, smashing it out of the park.
did it roll? Because I couldn't see it rolling. I probably rolled it 12 times.
Actually, it said it was Kush that rolled. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I know Kush has rolled. How do I roll again?
You click on the dice symbol next to the skills. So
That's what I thought I did, but it doesn't seem to want it. Oh God, no! It then brings up the window, which I
yes,
was.
which you then need to Ah,
Yeah,
look,
That's
there you
not
go.
that bad.
I'm just closing all 10 of those windows.
All right,
Like a good user, I kept clicking the button.
like a good user should. So you run. One thing to note. So even a cursory examination of the Vargir indicates that the thing that stabbed them in the back did not stab them with knives. They were stabbed with what look like very long talons or claws. So there's a big ripping.
Oh, good.
There's big ripping things in their back.
Oh, good.
Hmm,
Um,
that's not a good sign.
Okay. Now, sorry. Hacking.
Yeah, I'm just reading to try and work out how the hell this all works. But I think so. My wafer jack, which is my implanted computer,
Yep.
has an intelligent agent, which is like a Jarvis kind of
Yep. That's right.
intelligent interface,
Yep.
rather, which is a Jarvis-y thing.
Yep.
And it's actually the Jarvis roles or the Jarvis uses intrusion.
Yep.
Um,
Correct. Because
to
you're asking it to do the heavy lifting.
yeah, and so it's then using a skill that I don't have.
Correct.
So what do I?
So click
Alright,
on
roll.
the equipment skill, and it'll under next to intrusion 2, and it'll actually come up
Oh, okay. And so that's giving me got no modifiers.
because you don't have any directly. So you can just roll the admin one because it's giving you that 2 that you need. And you've got an item bonus. So the way it works is you roll. Oh, you've got nothing. Right, nada. Okay, yeah, so just roll that. Just roll it as
Okay.
it's come up and it'll be fine.
That's an 8.
That's an 8 to 10. Okay, so you're able to get basic access. You're not able to override all of the systems, but you are able to access, kind of basic information about the ship's operations and when the override was set and all of those sorts of things. So, key point. The ship was placed into lockdown. You're going to ask when. I can feel it coming, and I don't actually know, but let's say a couple of days ago, for the sake of conversation.
Yep.
The ramp was already down. The other big... Yeah, is it? Yeah, okay. So the other thing is there are 3 crew on the ship who you can probably get their names. So it's Bernadetta, Nanto, and Indra. So Nanto is the Vargir, and there's Indy, the pilot, and Bernadetta, who was the owner.
Okay.
I think I should perform some brief funerary rites by rifling through the corpse's pockets. I'm sure that's what he would want.
Yep. So
See if he has anything of interest on him.
well, he's got a snub pistol,
I'm not.
and he's got what looks like a shotgun loaded with buckshot. Probably the interesting thing about the snub pistol is it's loaded with tranq rounds, so it's actually loaded with knockout darts, not with bullets.
Okay.
Key point, sorry, coming out of the log, but also now confirmed since you're niffing around the cargo area, is There's a very large cryostasis unit in the cargo area. So when you travel between stars, you have all these different options about how you travel. The low berth option, which is terrible, is you basically get frozen like a popsicle. You consume nothing for the duration of the trip, and then you get unfrozen at the other end. It looks like someone built a very big one of those, and it does look kit bashed. So they took what was a standard cryo storage unit and kit bashed it to make it bigger. They've put armor on it. It's got things, and at the moment it is open.
And empty, I assume.
Yes, and empty. You assume.
And there's just the one of these.
Yes.
I reckon it's time to climb the ladder. Orcs,
Yeah,
if you want
I'll
to
take the
join us.
I'll
Yeah,
take
I'm coming in.
the snub gun with me, the snub pistol,
Um,
just in case we require something less than lethal. I'd
and at this
thought
point,
no.
I'm no longer being, friendly and welcoming. I'm being more sneaky and cautious, climbing up the ladder into the ship and seeing what I can see.
Okay. So you come out about here, and you can see. So this takes you to the roof, where the turret is located. There's a series of berths around you. So these are these are berths. So this is where the crew lived. The doors inside are not locked once you get inside. So you come out. Where do you want to go?
Do we see any, incriminating trails of blood or claw marks along the walls? Or
Nope.
otherwise, we're heading to the front of the ship, I think, to main computers and where the people might be.
I'll have a look at the air raft bay. Is the air raft aboard?
Is the air raft board? Yes, it is.
Okay. And that stuff is odd.
You're in very close walking distance of the town.
Yeah. Still, if you're picking up supplies, you'd want something to put the supplies in. So we may well find another couple of corpses here.
Yeah, so I think we're heading up the front to the bridge.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, so you go up to the bridge, which is here. Bridge and office are standard for the type. The bridge is surprisingly clean with minimal clutter. So you don't have the access code, so you can't do anything about that. But there's a bridge here, and there's a door leading to what is clearly an office.
And it's closed, one assumes.
Yeah, but you can open the door.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the office actually has paper. So there are books on shelves. It's all very old school.
Wow.
There are a whole bunch of papers stuck to walls. There are bits of, it's the classic kind of, crime scene, crime view. So there's basically all these papers stuck on walls. There's all these different bits of thread tied with pins, actual physical pins.
Oh, Jesus.
And so someone has...
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, so you walk in and it's like, holy shit, who's got that sort of money? But also, who's that insane, right? Like, why wouldn't you just put it in a database and maintain it like a real person? But this person has clearly kept it in paper. On the desk, there's a very large folio, sealed folio, so this plastic sealed folio, and inside it you can see think it's gold embossed, isn't it? A casual glance reveals some sort of prose poem. Yeah, hundreds of pages written in a cramped and barely legible handwriting. So someone has actually written out this thing, and the front cover is embossed in gold, and the leather is of very good quality. So there's this book inside it, and there's a bunch of books on the shelf. All the books seem to be various analyses of ancients, sites and ancient theories and ancient whatevers. So there's various things.
Given that this is my my area of interest, of specific interest,
Yeah.
might I say, mine.
Well, and particularly when you realise what the book is. Because you have this as your area of interest, it takes you a little while to work it out. This is the origin. This is a handwritten manuscript of the book The Twilight's Peak, which is an allegorical poem, no kid you not, written at some point in the last couple of decades about a person's experiences of going to an ancient facility. It's incredibly rare, and this looks like it's handwritten, which would suggest you may actually be holding the original manuscript in your hands.
Ooh, that is tempting. Okay, well, we may have to remove this for further research.
Or at the very least,
the original.
At very least, we want to secure this for them.
Yeah.
Something
we don't want anyone else
to. We couldn't have any artifacts, just get destroyed in the process. That'd be
legit.
While we're here though, maybe someone should try and hack the security cams, see if we can actually see what we're up against. If this thing is
can I get
roaming around
more
the
office or the bridge?
So I don't know where you get the access codes. Where do you get the access codes? One thing about modules written by Mongoose, the people who wrote these, who own the whole thing, is they like to write a lot of words. Just saying.
Because they get paid by the word. Well, most of the freelancers do anyway.
Yeah, and their PDFs are not cheap, but in comparison to other PDFs. Does the office have it? No. I can traverse living quarters. Now, it doesn't look like there's a. Alright, so for the sake of discussion, let's assume you can find the code somewhere. Alright, so you... Actually, let's not assume that. Sorry, no. Actually, no. No. So there is no code to unlock the ship.
Okay. And I can't hack into it?
You can make another attempt now that you're in the bridge to increase your access to the systems. Just be aware that if you fail the roll, which you did not, you would have probably not been able to continue to access the systems. So, okay, so the ship was transporting a
specimen,
some goods, a ancient, some sort of ancient good from Callia. Probably the most interesting thing that you discover is that 2 of the crew left the ship a couple of days ago and have not returned, and 1 crew member was left on the ship. Nanto was on the ship and has not, kind of done any entries. The systems on the ship have been in a powered down mode for a number of days, and currently, all the engines are down. The ship's batteries are depleted. So you can start the engines and it'll do something, but in effect, the ship's sort of non-critical systems, if you will, are powered via a battery most of the time, and that battery is currently empty of power.
What's the fuel status?
The ship has enough fuel for one parsec jump.
So turning the ship on to recharge batteries won't be a terrible thing.
No, you can definitely do that.
I reckon we power up the ship and then lock it down.
Yeah.
Change codes.
Yeah, well, I mean, now that I've got essentially control, can I change the password?
No, you can't do that. You can operate the ship kind of like it's in operating mode, but you're not admin. You don't have admin rights, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So you can, which means the captain of the actual ship could override your access, but there's probably not much you can do about that. The ship's security is still Imperial grade. Like this is actually a leased Imperial scout ship. So the way this works is the scouts have a whole bunch of surplus ships, and when they're not in the middle of doing something really important, they lease them out to people, often people who used to be scouts, and let them run around with them, and then the promise is that at some point in the future the Imperium may need to activate the ship and return it to service. So this ship is technically owned by the Imperium, just leased by the individual in question.
Right.
Which, by the way, applies to your salvage question from earlier. You cannot sell an Imperial scout ship. The
Imperium has opinions.
The Imperium has opinions. This is true. You don't have to sell it in the Imperium. There are other.
Well, I think that might be. I think that might be against our charter.
Yeah, you guys definitely
giving Imperial level tech and selling it to another fucking empire.
Yes, that would not sell well.
Your charter.
I was about
to be fair, your charter.
Yeah, I think Kush has a point. Kush may not be signed up to all of the elements of your operating model.
Oh dear.
Not all.
Do we know this?
Yeah, he's a criminal. He's literally a criminal who you guys are using.
I'm a reformed criminal. Thank you very much.
True.
I have seen the light.
You have seen the light.
So hold on, just to be very clear, Kush is not an Imperial agent.
Kush is not an Imperial agent.
Okay, I thought we all were Imperial agents.
No. Yeah, I didn't know that.
No.
My mistake.
Kush is a consultant.
Kush is a consultant currently working out the remainder of his sentence by working with you.
Puts it onto one-way communication and to talking to Anton. He doesn't have access to our ship, doesn't he?
More than you realise.
That's right. Kush is like the what was his name? The thief character in Blake 7. Anyway.
The cowardly thief,
yes. Thief, you know the one I'm talking about. Villa, that's his name, Villa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or what about the guy out of Lex?
Oh wow, now we're talking. Who was basically Villa but weird and German. Just saying. Which was very Lex.
So I reckon we do a quick sweep of the the living quarters and whatnot, and all the other rooms just to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. But at this point, it doesn't seem like whatever creature was in that cryo thing is still here. Otherwise, it surely would have come and mauled us by now.
Yes.
And we should probably walk across to town and see if we can find out what's going on and investigate.
See if the town's been mauled.
Yeah.
Transfer release text to our hold.
Yeah, so you're going to just scurry across the open ground carrying a whole bunch of papers under your arm and put them...
Well, no, I'm going to load them into the air raft and drive over.
I mean, it's only like 20, 30 meters, isn't it?
Yeah, we can go and stick them in our ship, which is parked right next to this one.
I don't think we can actually... we don't have the room. But I'm sure we'll find a box.
I can fill my quarters with them.
Sounds good.
All All right, and then we wander over into
Never have so-
town.
Yep.
Never have too much
Yep.
obsessive crap in your quarters.
Until you can't get in, or you get trapped under a pile of books. I've fallen and I can't get up. All right. So we offload the stuff. We might set the NPCs to reading through the stuff while we
Go across to the
Yeah.
bridge.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, so the bridge is clearly more technologically advanced than the town.
Mhm.
And what you find is a plaque on the bridge referencing, the Imperial Colonial Office working with the Imperial Scout Service. Place this bridge here to help the community. Blah blah. It's a classic, belts and roads kind of story. So the Imperium has invested in a bridge for this town, seeking to keep the hearts and minds of the people. The river is actually nowhere near as big as this picture suggests. It's effectively a muddy little creek running under this very large, very impressive bridge. You're crossing the bridge. About halfway across the bridge, there is a large amount of what is clearly dried blood in the middle of the bridge.
That's what I was expecting. Salvage is looking good.
Well, is there a particular direction in which is there something that it would have bled out of on the bridge as well?
Okay. Sorry, what was that? Is there a body?
Yeah,
No.
a source of the blood.
But there is a clear drag mark. There are clear drag marks.
So clearly, the whatever Maud old mate in the ship went this direction. Is there any unique tracks in the dusty dirt bowl ground?
Of this giant dinosaur we're chasing.
Yeah, because then the next question is, what is the gate of said tracks? Given the size and the armoredness of the scratch fridge.
So, you can see that the drag marks lead under the bridge. And can I get a survival roll? Read the question on tracks, please.
I am doing the survival roll.
Can I assist that in some capacity?
Yep, you can add +1 for assistance. Yep.
Where is the thing gone? Oh, it's over here. Here we go.
And if you
Okay, so add 1.
Add 1. Yep.
Radio 1 and roll. That's okay. So it's 8.
There are these large. So there are clearly like sort of 3-toed marks in the ground. They're big-ish, and it's 2 toes to the front and 1 toe to the back. So it's like a kind of like a bird's
Bird.
sort of foot.
Okay. What's the length of the foot?
Bipedal, probably.
What's the length of the foot? Can I get a
Like Velociraptor? Is that the other option here?
Yeah, so
Sorry.
it's no, it's all good. So the foot is what would it be? Kind of 15, 20 centimeters. Yeah, 20 centimeters, let's say.
20 centimeters.
not that
Okay.
big. It's not that
All right.
big.
One last question.
Mhm.
Are there multiple sets of this?
Not that you can see. Like, are you going under the bridge, or are you just doing this out in the dusty?
Not yet.
Right. Well, then the
Not
answer is no.
yet.
There's just one set because you're following this trail of this person who's.
Yeah. No. Sorry,
Livestock.
but here's my thought. Right, if there's a horde of these,
Mm.
like I was either thinking big one thing
Mm.
or many kind of
Mhm.
little things murdering,
Yeah.
we would see multiple tracks coming from the ship.
Right. Well, you're not seeing this at the ship. You're seeing this literally right here on the corner of the bridge,
Yep, cool.
and you're seeing it in the blood trail of the person who was dragged around the corner.
I peek
Alright.
under the bridge.
Mm.
Is there anything under there?
Yeah, it might be able to dismount the bridge, then go around and get eyes on the underside.
Okay. So who's looking under the bridge?
I'm literally looking over the side of the bridge.
Okay, you're looking over the side. You can't see under the bridge by looking over the side. Luckily, the Imperium built big.
All right, so I'm going to float over,
Yeah.
fly around at a good distance, and then use my weapons scope
To check
for
it out.
thermal or movement.
Okay, so you don't detect any thermal movement when you use your
Yeah.
sights.
So I have what's called enhanced vision,
Yep.
and so it's binoculars, IR, low light, and intensification.
Yeah. So you can do all the things from about 10 meters away.
And there's nothing there.
So make a recon roll. I know you don't have it, so -3.
Rough.
You can add +1.
I need to get more skills.
You can add +1 for. I have many kit goodnesses.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Yoink. I've got too many windows open. Goes to the D6, and I just rolled 2d6, and then sorry.
Just
hit the roll.
untrained.
Oh, untrained. Sorry, thank you. I will get rid of that. Untrained.
Untrained.
Yoink. Yep. And add 1.
And add your
roll.
Yeah.
I didn't add anything. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You've got a 5 anyway, so it wouldn't have been enough. All right, so you can see parts of people from where you are, but that's about it. You'll have to get much closer, or someone will have to get much closer to get anything much more.
I go in.
All right, the dolphin's going in. Is anyone else going with the dolphin when the dolphin disappears under the bridge?
Well, I don't have a grav belt in the way the dolphin does, right? So
You do not.
I've got to.
Go
So
down,
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to let the dolphin.
I mean, you can
Sorry.
just walk around the corner of the bridge and go under it. It's not hard.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
All right, so all
With,
three of you are
with
going
my
under
carbine
the bridge.
out.
I got lights on.
Yeah. Can I get a recon roll, please, from someone who has recon skill? Now that
I have recon skill.
Kush just has every skill. Kush is like
Kush does have every skill. It's what happens when you only spend like one term in each career.
Everything. Yeah, exactly right. I don't specialize.
Oh, nice.
Wow. No, Kush is just a machine, actually.
This wouldn't happen on Roll20. I'm just saying.
No.
No, Roll20 is broken. It actually is horrible.
That's why we use Foundry, so that eventually Nick can learn to hate dice pools run on Foundry. All right, so you duck around the corner, you look underneath the bridge. There are clearly a whole bunch of bodies under here, maybe enough body parts for 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
And they have been
How are they?
shredded. Like, so something has pulled these people apart.
How are they affixed to the bottom of the bridge?
Oh, they're not affixed. They're just underneath the bridge. They're actually in the muddy bank of the river.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just lying there. Horribly dismembered and broken.
Are there any noises coming from the town, or any did we see, smoke out of the chimneys, or is there any signs?
You can even see people from where you are. You can see people moving around.
We go and talk to some people, I think, surely.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Surely they know. I don't know. This is a very bizarre situation. There's people just going about their business.
Yeah, I mean...
Yes,
Couple of... can I get... Does anyone have medic skill or something suitably sciencey in that direction, since you're looking at the bodies? Someone's got
I have
medics.
medic 1.
Well, there you go.
First time I had a skill. Yeah.
Yay.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyone got better medic?
Nope.
I don't.
You can
No.
choose intelligence as a modifier. I'm not sure if you have enough. Oh, it doesn't make any difference.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It makes no effing difference.
No difference at all. Okay. Wow.
Good roll,
You
though.
guys are on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these people, none of them show any signs of. So they've all been killed by the same attack. So they've all been killed with these kind of stabbing, slashing attacks.
Mm-hmm.
As you're kind of searching around, you realise some of the people have been attacked from the front and some of the people have been attacked from the back. There doesn't seem to be a particular pattern. And, you know, as you're sort of scurrying around, you can actually see more bodies. So you've looked under the bridge, and then as you're sort of scurrying around and looking, you realise there's blood in the water, and there are bodies hidden all up and down the river. Like, you're probably looking at maybe anywhere between 10 and 20 people.
Oh, that.
We should make doubly sure that our ship is sealed.
Yeah, I locked it.
Further.
It's alright, I fucking locked it.
Cool.
Ooh. So, I'm pretty sure the town knows about this.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure the town, like, the monster thing didn't come from the... come from the cryovac.
They were trying
I
to
think-
steal one.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the town has been murdering people. This is like fucking Amity or some shit.
How fresh are these bodies?
Over pretty fresh. And just to say, they do look like they've been killed by the same thing that killed the Varga.
Yeah, this is... Can we just bomb it from orbit?
I was literally
First.
just thinking the same. Do we just get in our spaceship and blow the town up and come and sift through the ruins?
There are about 400 people in the town. I just mentioned that in case it's relevant. Just
Not really, because they're probably pretty okay with this.
Well, on that 400, it's 380 now.
Good point. Well,
No, I think we should just wander into town and just start talking to people.
okay, well, you can wander into town. There's a bunch of folk just wandering around. Farming. Everyone seems to have a little village farm plot kind of thing, like a household farm plot. So there's all these people farming.
Right.
TL6, would they normally have radio comms?
I think so, but just basic. Yeah.
Might be an idea just to see what the reaction is to just us telling them, hey, your river's full of people.
Yeah, so, well, there are people. You can meet them. So, you're wandering into town. There are people. They all look kind of amazed at you because you're a bit weird. But they're used to, they're used to people travelling. They had the scout service come and build a whole bridge for them.
They're used to a creek full of dead bodies.
So, you see people just wandering around. They're just farming. They're making their way. Some people wave at you when you come in. They greet you. Have you come for trade?
Nice.
You know, is kind of a common question. We don't have much, but we're always willing to trade.
Anybody who's like openly friendly to us, like if somebody waves to us, I just go and have a chat. And by a chat, I mean I go and say, there are dead people in the creek. What, you know, something's clearly on the loose. What's going on?
So you say that to them?
Yep.
Specifically that?
Yep.
What do you mean?
I'm like, come and see. You know, can I show you? Or is this a false Hydra situation?
What do you mean? That makes no sense.
I'm inviting him to come and see the creek. Is he walking with me?
Persuade roll?
Persuade. Where's my character going?
Like, come and see all these dead bodies I've got for you.
Come and see all
It's
these.
not, you
Yeah.
know, it's not the world's most attractive offer.
That is S6, I think.
Yes, it is. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah,
Right.
look, I'm really busy, so I don't. You seem a bit weird. Like you're getting the whole "you seem a bit weird" vibe from this guy.
Who's in charge of this town? Who can I talk to about this?
Oh, you should probably go and talk to. Well, I mean, there's the town. You know, there's the town mayor, but I assume you want to talk to someone who actually runs things.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Well, you can go to the tavern, or you can go to the medic, or of course, there's always Blanca. You can go see Blanca. I mean, she doesn't really run anything, and she's a bit weird, but I mean, you know, we do take a lot of guidance from her.
It is
She seems
good.
very wise.
Weird is good.
Yeah, that sounds great. Blanco, you said? Where would I find them?
Oh, she lives in the big building, and he points to the big building that you saw as you were coming in, the round one.
What else is going on in
Like
that
to
building?
do.
Sorry?
Sorry, I was going for what else is going on in that building. It seems to stand out from the rest.
Oh, it's Blanca's building. She built it.
What does she do in the building or in the town?
We don't know.
The town,
She just kind
yes.
of came here to live. I don't think she likes. We don't ask questions.
Good. We're going to go ask some questions of Blanca.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, you can literally walk through the middle of town and walk to the big round building. It's very easy to do.
I think that's the plan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Big round building, big round doors. As you get closer to it, you can see all this scroll work has been built into the building. It's all this flowing, kind of flowing motifs moving all through it. There's this really, what is clearly script written on the door. You don't know what it is. You've not seen that language before.
Does my translation module in my computer recognize it?
It will, yes, it definitely will. There's no
Yeah,
doubt about that.
I
You
think
turn
I've
it
read
on,
Legend as well.
and
Yep.
it'll go, that is Aslan.
Right. Which is, do I know anything about that?
You know what the Aslan are. You've probably never met
Yes.
one. So they're basically Leonid aliens. They are known as the Aslan Heriate or Irate. They are this big clan-based empire on the other side of actually Sector 268 and beyond. So they are this big imperial, well, federated imperium on the outward end of the Spinwood Marches. And the Empire, as in the Third Imperium, and the Aslan have a treaty, which basically limits Aslan expansion. But yeah, that's about what you know. They're big. They're famously great warriors. They aren't quite as technologically advanced as the Imperium, but what they lack in technology, they make up for in sheer aggression and numbers.
Okay. And are they meant to be here? Like, do you see them in the Imperium?
A little
or is
bit.
that...
There's a few.
Okay.
There's probably a few Imperial citizens of Aslan. You are right near bits of the Aslan Hierate, so you would have people coming from the Aslan Hierate.
I mean, right near is a little bit
Well,
like
conceptually.
it's probably
You're closer
it's like-
to the Aslan than you are to the Imperial capital.
sure. Yeah, sure. That's true.
I mean, they're not 44 weeks away.
Yeah, so these literally are the second largest empire.
No, yeah, they're big. The Kukri probably are bigger, but they're all the way on the other side of the Imperium, so it don't really matter. And
They're not
actually,
on
And
my
in
that's a
many
map,
good
ways,
thing.
far
so
more scary than the Aslan, but let's not dwell.
Yes,
they're not on my map, so I can't see them.
Oh, they're the big blue
probably a
one.
good thing.
You guys are all
All
looking
10,000 worlds.
at the Traveller map, aren't you? I can
Yeah.
tell. Yes, the 10,000.
Well, I love it. I think it's amazing.
It is amazing.
It is.
It's a fair comment to make. All right, so you knock on the door.
Yep.
Okay. The door opens and a Aslan, 2 meters high, greets you. So she has these kind of Leonid-looking features. She's a biped, just to be clear. She's wearing a whole bunch of gems in her what goes for hair / mane. She looks at you. Yes. What can I do for you?
We're looking for Bernadetta of the
Well,
Crimson. What was it called? The Garnet. Have you seen her?
Let's see.
or more immediately, Blanca.
Um,
I assumed this was Blanca.
this is Blanca. So just see if I've got a picture of her. I think I do. Is that her there? Yeah, it is her. Can I click on that and go? No, I can't.
It also seems likely that the giant lion might be the one eating people.
Yes, that is a very instantaneous assumption a member of the Imperium would make. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that Aslan are basically, wild monsters. So she's got these big long ears, like they're huge, and kind of elf-like, but like 3 times the size of an elf's ears, if that helps. Anyway, she's looking at you confusedly for a second. You say, "Does she know Bernadetta?" And she goes, "I do."
Id.
Yes. I haven't seen her for 2 days. I think you should come inside.
Sure. I assume we all go inside. What could go wrong?
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because nothing says I'm happy like I feel like this is a cat person now. Like maybe because you use the word Aslan, and that's
Yeah, well,
Christian
the people who
Litvick.
first encountered her, her species made all the wrong assumptions about what the Aslan were and called them Aslan. But she invites you in. If you go in, she closes the door behind you, looks at all of you, and says, "Are any of you broadcasting right now?"
Not right this moment.
no.
Can I ask that before we talk any further, you turn off all of your radios and devices that project an electromagnetic wave?
How does that affect my suit?
No, funny story. Your gravity. Oh, you mean turning off? Yeah, you have to turn off various comms on your suit, but your suit can do that. It is capable of running silent. Kind of standard military procedure. Let me turn off.
Yeah, no. I suppose no. Like I'm a fucking dolphin.
You are.
I gotta communicate.
Ah, I see. Yes, that's a fair point. You have a translator built into your
That's right.
suit.
Yeah, it's a neural communicator.
So yeah, you can't turn off absolutely everything and still be able to talk.
I explained
For that
I could
matter,
shut
yeah.
down most things, but that's the one thing I can't shut down.
She says that could be a problem, but I guess that's what it is. She looks at all of you. She goes, and she she reaches over and she's got like a hollow, like a like a hollow projector. She starts pressing the button, and you see these streetscapes of the town, Makintown.
Mm.
Now, this is a really important point. Kush and Antos. You see people walking down the streets. You see sometimes an empty street. That's what you see. Orcus.
Yeah.
You see this blue fucking alien in the middle of the screen. Like, there's a streetscape and there's this blue glowing thing. It's got claws. It's kind of built. It is very bird-like in shape. It has 2 front claws, 1 rear claw. It's got a very long tail. It's kind of glistening, glowing. It's blue. It's got a long sort of beakish kind of mouth. It's not quite a beak. It's kind of like it's got a projecting jawline almost, and it's got big fat, stabbies for fingers. So she's showing you the pictures. Antos and Kush, you can't
surprise
see
dolphin face.
Yeah, Dolphin's like, but you don't. None of you, like, at this point, and I will assume you work this out very quickly. You don't realize that you have different perspectives. Like, there's nothing to give that away. The only thing that gives it away immediately is Blanca is looking at all 3 of you, and she goes, and she stops, and it's a picture, right, of this thing in the middle of the street, and it's only by itself. I just want to ask, can any of you see a big blue alien? And she clearly is looking at all of you as she asks that question.
Kush tilts his head adorably.
Adorably.
In the way that confused dogs do.
Yeah.
My question: are we going to end it on this thing, or do you want a response?
I think that's a perfect ending.
Because currently, I've got surprise dolphin face,
You do.
which looks like normal dolphin face.
You don't have a broad range of emotions that
No.
you can project onto your face.
Blowhole might have been going.
Maybe there was a small noise from the dolphin.
Sorry, I farted.
Yeah. Sorry. So impolite. So yes, that's where we will end this evening. Hopefully that was fun.